people would usually like to dictate to other people what they should wear, what they should eat, how they should walk, and how to live their life. And sometimes, if they are not careful, these pressures end up affecting their self-image. It's the Girl Child, powered by the Girls Power Initiative, GPI. My name is Afi Iya, and I promise you today is going to be another very exciting episode. We're going to talk on body image. It's the Girl Child, but you'll be surprised that some of these pressures from other people have forced you to change your self-image. I have, as usual, my wonderful companions from the GPI, my studio audience. And to talk on body image and self-esteem is Margaret Udo.
Hello, everyone.
I've actually had a chat before with Margaret, and I can assure you that she'll have a lot to tell you today. Maybe you need to change your body image and your self-esteem. Body image, self-esteem. What is body image? Let's start with that.
All right. Body image has to do with one's mental representative of what he or she creates about how he or she feels about her physical or his or physical appearance. It may or may not really be true. It may not have bearing with what other people may look at you, see you to be, but it's just your mental picture of what you feel you look like.
Okay. So could it be a very simple thing like, I look at my nose and I think, oh, it's too pointed. Or I look at my lips and I think, oh, it's too broad.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You could feel that maybe you are too fat, and that will make you very uncomfortable. Maybe sometimes some people say, I don't look fat, I'm not, Maybe the other person could see that you're not really fat, but you feel you are fat. Some people could feel that I'm very short, and so that could make you feel so uncomfortable when you're in the gathering or some way. And so it's just about what you feel. It may not really be anything bad, it may not really be exactly as you think, but no matter whatever way it is, that should not affect your self-esteem. That should not affect the way you feel. You look at life.
I overheard a funny conversation once in school. Someone said to a child, "Oh, you're fat," and he just says, "No, auntie, I'm not fat. I'm just healthy."
Yes.
So at that stage, the child already feels that for someone to tell you that you're fat, that's derogatory.
Yeah.
So what are the basic things that would usually come to affect one's mentality about the way one looks?
I'll start with the family.
Okay.
If your parents are bring up, you find out your auntie is always complaining of his or her own look. Say, I'm very fat, and she's working toward that. It gives a child impression that being fat is bad. And then many people may comment, like you said, last month there was a program I attended with young children, and this other girl was healthy, as she said, was fat. And there was this male that just jokingly just said, "Oh, fatty bum bum." A girl of 6+, she's getting to 7. She reacted. She got angry and started shedding tears and was crying. So when we were talking to the auntie now said, "Okay, she doesn't like when you say to her fatty bum bum." Each time she eats and you tell her your stomach is big, she gets angry. So I was thinking at that age, 7, she's already conscious of the fact that if you are fat, it's bad. So we could get that from our environment. What we see people say, what we see people do, and that will also inform the way you think your look should be like. And then secondly, the media. When we look at the media, they portray messages of who a beautiful lady should be like, and some guys should look like. And so we would tend to walk toward that. So you see some girls who are dark in complexion, we try to apply cream to look fair, so they can look like that model they look at. And then the fact that to be a handsome guy needs to be macho, So you see our guys trying to go and do some kind of lifting, to have that shape. And so the media really, advertisement that we get, the billboards, the magazines, is also giving people messages that could try to inform a young person what you should look like. For those that feel now that to be very short is bad, and so we go on high heel shoes, we try to do certain things to do that. And then secondly could also be our learning environment, the school. The school could also be another factor that could also influence the way we think. Maybe in school, other young people are behaving, they make comments to you, you're too fat, you're too thin, so you try to, tilt to that angle to see how you can be among that kind of group to be accepted. And so school could be another factor that could also contribute to the way we reason, the kind of books we read, the kind of movies we watch. You see that these models, you want to look like that person, and so you have to take totally. If that person was on the thin side, you need to look that way. So those
Okay.
factors.
Basically, family has a responsibility society has a responsibility, and we have a responsibility as the media to be careful the kind of things that we project towards the young people. Okay. So what are the negative consequences of having to project some of these perfect images, so to speak?
All right. Some of the effects of this could be that you will try to go on dieting and could have some eating disorder just because you want to keep shape. And another one could be that self-imposed isolation because you feel that you're not fit into that gathering, or I can't, my shape, I'm so fat. You could be isolated. You like to be isolated from people gathering. You wouldn't want to speak out. It could affect your relationship with people, the way you relate with other people, because you could feel they're better than you. And so that you wouldn't want to ask questions. Even in school, your performance in school could be bad. Performance in school could be bad because you feel you're not as better, as good looking or whatever like other people. And so that could bring down your self-esteem. You may not even be able to achieve your goals in life because you are withdrawn. You're withdrawn. And then it could have some kind of psychological effect on such ones because you're thinking, you're concentrating on how can I get to this shape? How can I get to this size? How can I do this to please people, to be accepted? And so that could give you some kind of psychological stress that may affect, as young people, it will affect their learning, their academics. Because the time they are investing in trying to feel to be accepted is what they would have used in reading their books.
It's also fun when a bride wants to choose bridesmaids. You would often hear her say, oh, I want tall girls on the train, I want girls that are this figure. Meanwhile, she may have a sister or a relative who is on the plump side, and she's dropped out because she just doesn't fit the image. And I'm just wondering if that has anything to do with someone's success in marriage, whether you have slim, tall girls or, or plump girls on your train. Okay. What are those telltale signs that would make you know that you're beginning to tilt towards what people expect of you?
Okay, maybe we talk about the effects or the signs that we could see.
Yes.
You want to know that this person is really affected by his or her own body image or by having low self-esteem. So the first could be that you see that those ones, say a person will be looking downward. You see, maybe especially the young ones, and you're talking to someone, the child cannot look at you. There's no self-confidence. Just having eye contact. And secondly, the child the young person or whoever is involved, find that may not, as the person is talking, may not look at you directly, want to look down, and they find out that the person also will not be contributing or making comments in a gathering or in a group in school, will not be making that. So those are the signs that we could actually look at and see this person could be affected by his or her body image or is having low self-esteem. We don't want to associate, we don't want to take up responsibilities. And whenever you give that person something, you say, I can't do it. Please give it to some other person. So you will not want to take up responsibilities, feeling I can't do it. And maybe people are busy looking at me, and the person is walking up to a place, a gathering, and the person trying to take the back seat. You wouldn't want to go to the front.
And a lot of people like to take the back seat, and I wonder why.
Even churches, you give them the front seat, they say, no, let me sit at the back. That shows there's a sign there, no self-confidence. The person's self-esteem is very low, and the person is not comfortable with his or herself. And so if you let me hide somewhere. So those are the signs that you could easily see and say this person is being, is influenced or has low self-esteem.
Okay, what of the fact that some people haven't been privileged to go to school to the level where they normally have attained?
Yeah.
Does that also affect one's self-esteem and body image?
No, it may affect one's self-esteem, but not really the image. Maybe let me differentiate here.
Oh, okay, please do.
As I said earlier, that body image has to do with your mental picture of what you think you look like. But self-esteem has to do with the overall evaluation of your worth, what you think that's when I bring in that issue that I feel like you may not be able to do that thing. So now what happens is that because you have not been to school, some people are not educated, but they have high, so that may not affect the way they feel about themselves. They've been very comfortable. Body image has to do with the physical appearance. You're not comfortable with your head, your tiny legs, your nose, your mouth, the shape of your mouth, and those things could affect the way you react and things like that. But the self-esteem is the way you value yourself, you grade yourself, the evaluation of your worth. And so some people, because they've not been to school, that in a way can affect their self-esteem.
Okay.
To an extent. You could feel that I may not be able to speak out, I may not be able to do that. So it's not meant for me, not meant for people like me. Those that are educated can go and do that. So that could affect one's self-esteem, but not really the body image.
Okay. I met a young girl once in the office, and she was all jittery. Oh, she has just been paid. Oh, she needs to fix her eyelashes. And it was then it occurred to me that 247, she always has her false eyelashes on. So that kind of put her under pressure because she's just been paid. I believe that she has other things she needs to, maybe more important things she needs to do with her money. But the first thing that comes to her mind is the fact that she has to fix her lashes immediately. She's never been seen without her lashes.
Yeah, that could be exact example of what we are talking about. Maybe she's not comfortable with her eyelashes and feel that it's bad without attaching an artificial one. So she'll be cautious of it. If the thing falls off, she needs to do it overnight. So that means that she's not comfortable having her natural look, and so definitely she needs to do something about that. And it's a problem because it could affect her to say. She feels that people should not even look at my face. If I ask her to appear somewhere in a gathering, she would rather go and fix first before coming there. That means that she doesn't have that self-confidence, she doesn't appreciate herself the way she is, and she feels that that attachment, that extra thing will make her beautiful the way she wants.
Okay, so what are basically the negative consequences of having wrong self-image?
Okay, the wrong self-image, it will affect you, as I said. You will not be able to achieve your goal in life because you are not forthcoming. You're not willing to take up responsibilities. You're busy thinking of what to do to impress other people, to think so that you look the way you want to look. But that will affect the way you are taking part in activities socially. It will affect the way you are concentrating with your academics, your education as a young person. It will also affect the way you relate with people. If you have a low self-esteem, you always look at things negatively. Bear me that it will affect the way you relate with people as well. You also look at people negatively too. Even when people are performing, doing things well, you will not be able to appreciate it because you are always having the negative side of it. But if you learn to appreciate yourself positively, you'll be able to also appreciate and learn to say, you're looking beautiful. I appreciate that. I like that. Your performance was good. But one with so low self-esteem, we don't want to say that so that her own weakness, his or her own weaknesses will not be showcased, you understand? But it affects the way you relate with people, it affects your performance in school, affects your relationship with family members, with everyone. Even in your workplace, it will affect people with low self-esteem, it will affect the way you relate with people in your workplace. Even your energy, the time you put into your work to do, it will really affect. In fact, I want to say that there's nothing that we do or think or act that will not have anything to do with self-esteem. The way you act, the way you feel, the way you do things has to do with your own self-esteem. Sometimes I know people with low self-esteem, they're very resentful. They resent every comment people make, especially when it has to be that aspect they feel they're not comfortable with. If they make maybe a genuine suggestion or correction or something, the person will take it very personal. And so if you're in a workplace, it will really affect the relationship in the workplace. And even when you're trying to draw that person's attention to something he or she is not doing well, he will take it very personal. They're very angry, they're very isolated, they isolate from others, they'll feel I can't really do it.
Before we go on a break, I'd just like to say you're looking really beautiful because I noticed that you don't even have any hair extensions. You have your natural hair. Because these days everybody just thinks if you're not like having some Brazilian hair or some artificial hair, you're not looking beautiful.
Surprisingly, I like my natural hair. I believe that's my own picture. And I believe that my natural hair makes me look more beautiful.
And you are looking beautiful. So let's take a short break. It's the Girl Child. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Body image and self-esteem. Have you been forced to do something that you now regret because people have made negative comments about some parts of your body? You think that as an adult, you're the only one that's being affected by this. But I must say that young people are also facing these pressures. It's the Girl Child. Welcome back. I had a chat with Margaret Udom, and as usual, I know that my studio audience would like to have some questions answered. I'd like to start with Tega. Tega's question.
How do we help a friend that has no self-esteem?
Okay. All right, we can really help a friend that has low self-esteem with words of encouragement, always commending that person whenever he or she does something. Encourage that person, you did well. Even for instance, that starts from childhood. If as a mother you have a young child in the house, whether he or she performs that thing well, you tell the child, you did well. That will help to boost the person's self-esteem. Then commend the person, you did well. And next time you should have that confidence. My mommy said I did well. My teacher said I did well. And so the child will want to put more effort and try more. So you can also help a young person who has low self-esteem by encouraging that person, commending when he or she does something, and then help the person to look more at the inward qualities that he or she has We are not about the physical appearance. Your physical appearance cannot affect your achievement in life. But you can have that person say, you are the best. You know you are good in mathematics. Actually, I'm not good, but you know you are the one teaching me. So you can have that person to start developing that self-confidence that at least I have something that I'm good, that makes me very unique. Let the person understand that he or she is very unique in his or her own way. And so I like you the way you are. And then secondly, I want to also say that what could help person to boost his or her self-esteem could be the fact that you try to encourage the person to be involved in gatherings, for the person to have social gatherings, for the person to take up responsibilities. When you make the first mistake, you learn from it, and from there you improve. And so not because I know that she cannot do this, and I always let her be, but always invite the person, let the person be involved, take up responsibilities. That's what we do in GPI. We, as the young people that are there, they come in timid, shy, or with low self-esteem. But what we actually do is that we let them have responsibilities, roles, leadership skills. We help them to take up chairing of meetings. They do repertoiring, that's the report. And so with that, they read at the next meeting the minutes they took down. There were a lot of mistakes we observed, and we make those corrections. Yes, the next time that person is writing, the person will do better. So if you give opportunity to somebody that you feel has low self-esteem to do something, make a mistake and improve on that, I think the next person will learn to develop her self-esteem and his own self-esteem.
So really what one needs to do is to just change the focus from one's weaknesses to some positive points. Let's take the next question from Enobo.
What are the attributes of a beautiful or handsome person?
For me, I would say the inner quality tells more about the beauty you have. It's not about the physical appearance. That's a mistake the young people make today. That's the mistake our media make. Because when they are portraying pictures of beautiful women and handsome guys as this, and everyone wants to be like that. But you can be very beautiful with inner qualities, your skills, your talents, your capabilities, what you can do with your hands, what you can do with your talents will tell you, and I'm sure that you are beautiful. I want to say that I'm really impressed these days that young people that go out for beauty contests, in those days I used to see very tall people, very fair, but these days I see the dark complexion going into competition. I see even those average height are also going. So that means that those ones that are going that way, they have high self-esteem, they feel they can make it. There's nothing that person is doing or who is tall cannot do what I can do. So that's it. It's not all about the physical appearance now. You are beautiful based on your inner qualities. And just being moderate, being yourself. Because in the process of trying to be like the other person, you have distorted appearance, trying to apply creams on your body, certain images may not really be what you want to be. At the end, we have side effects. For instance, those that feel they have big tummy and they're trying to work on it, we have heard over time the side effects of such ones. You try to put down some fat, and it may have some side effects on your health.
You may even die
yes,
in the process of trying to get it
trying to increase
changed.
their breast size, and that also may also affect the way they look at the end. I remember there was a period some years back, a group that I took, where we took a lesson on pubertal changes, and you know they were almost the same age, and those people, some of the people in the group, they were having some changes, and this particular girl was actually worried about her breast. I said, "Madam, when will my own come now?" Every other person is having in my school, everybody is having. She was so worried. But you know that pubertal changes at in different stages. Even though we are the same family, even though we are the same age, yours might come earlier than mine. So we have to tell her to be a little bit patient and say, but today when I see her, she has been very you know, but I believe if she didn't have that information, maybe she would have gone to do so many things that may affect her health in future. And so a lot of things to do that. And another thing that also, when I want to bring an example of the popular Nigerian movie stars, the Aki and Popo, you know, they didn't really allow their sizes to affect them. They also went on to their career. Today they are beautiful. Our courses, they are beautiful because they are being announced.
And one just got married, actually.
And yeah, you see them. So
someone still accepted him the way he is.
Because he himself did not allow his body size affect him. He had a positive body image. He had a high self-esteem and went for what he knows he can do. He rather use the inner quality, those talents, those skills that he has inside. And they are today, we all screaming to look at them, sign their paper and look them, see them as stars. So you can make yourself beautiful, not by all about the physical, applying things to make you beautiful. You can be beautiful naturally. When you make use of your inner qualities, your skills, and the world will see, and people will learn to appreciate you for those skills that you have.
Okay. Celia?
Okay, ma, since there are adverse effects of changing one's body image, what can I do to a part of my body I don't like and I don't feel comfortable with? I think there are positive things I can do to change that thing because inferiority complex can come in.
For me, I feel that some parts of your body you may not really be able to do anything about that. For instance, if you are blessed with the size of whatever size you have, not for you that you are still growing up now, maybe it's a tendency you could increase your size. But if you're born and it's once in the family, that size, there's nothing you can really do to increase your size. You understand? So what you need to do is to learn to accept those body parts that you feel you're not comfortable with. Learn to accept it that way and see yourself as a very unique person. For instance, you don't like the size of your head. What will you do to it? Will you go and cut it off? You don't like the size of your ears. Will you go and cut it off? So the earlier you learn to accept it as part of yourself and learn to appreciate it, other people there will accept it with you. Do you understand? Except it's a minor thing, like maybe you had a wound or something that you think you can treat. But to me, there's no body part that you can really, do something about it. Maybe you are too fat and you feel that you want to reduce weight. You can go maybe do some healthy exercises.
But that is just something that's natural.
Yes, something natural, some healthy exercises. Not exercises that are so stressful on you because your parents, you want to reduce it every day you're measuring. But just normal exercise that could help you maybe check the diet a little. But not really, for me, if it's natural, you know that this body size has a lot of factors, so things that could contribute to that. Your body size, your shape, and your color. One has to do with your genetics, nutrition. As a young person, if you're eating well, your body definitely will look fine and healthy. If you're not having illnesses that affect your growth, you grow normally. Another factor that could also, environmental factors, if you are in an environment where you have chemicals on the air that could make you fall ill and sick, but you will develop normally if you don't have those things. But if actually it has to do with your gene, you inherited from your parents, there's nothing you can really do about it. For people that are fat, for God's sake, no matter how diet you go on diet, no matter how exercise you do, you still be fat. So the earlier you learn to accept yourself the way you are and begin to look on your strengths, those aspects that you're good at, and make good use of it. People that are fat are acting movies and making their body, using their body to act.
And there are some roles in some movies that you could never use a slim person. You've got
so
to use someone that's robust.
So try to portray your positive aspects, and everyone will learn to accept you the way you are.
So let's take the last question from Joy.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, I would like to ask, how can the person develop a high self-esteem?
Fine. It's good. First, you need to start with your inner voice. There's an inner voice that you always tell you can't do, you can't do it. Start by resisting that voice. Always, I can do it. I can do it. You can always accept the fact that you can do things, even when people think you cannot do it, and give it a try. Then two, to develop high self-esteem, you need to learn to have good eye contact when you're communicating with people. To help people to know that you have confidence in what you're saying and you're sure of what you're saying. And another point could be that you need to put some smile. Even when you get to the environment, you're a little bit tense. Put a smile, and you're smiling and smiling. It will help to release the nervous system, the stress there. You learn to, I can do it, take to yourself and smile. And so because you're smiling, it encourages you to do better. And so another aspect could be the fact that you also need to try to speak out, no matter what. You can never know you can do it until you are given an opportunity to do that. But sometimes in our program we have those in the drama troupe and we feel this one is so good. Until that one passes out from the program, and then a new one says, oh, I never noticed this person was this good. So always take up challenging situation, take up that if you do something you've not really been doing before, and you say you could do better, it would help to build that self-confidence in you that you can do that. And then I want to also add that parents should also help these young people to boost their self-confidence by encouraging them right from tender age. But when you keep on hearing negative words from your parents, you're good for nothing, you cannot do that, you're useless. The child will grow up with, my mom said I'm useless, my father said I'm useless, so what essence, But if parents are actually encouraging these ones, you are the best, you're unique, you're good, those words sound, and as a child, you think, my mom said I can do it, and I'm good, I'm the best, to help you, and start speaking positive things to yourself, you as a person. Say, I can do it, I'm good, I'm the best, I'm very unique, I can. But when you are the one condemning yourself, the other people will see you the way you see. But when you have already have that confidence in yourself, you can do it, will also help you to boost your self-confidence. You're supposed to take a speech or talk somewhere, do planning, prepare for that topic, prepare for that discussion. When you are prepared, it will help you to be confident, you have your own, you know what to say. But when you didn't prepare, it will make you nervous, and that's when low self-esteem can come in there. But you have to plan, you prepare, read more, and know that you are conversant with what you are going to do, even in exams. It will make you to boost your self-confidence.
And I also think that you could read up biographies of people who maybe were physically challenged and have been able to make a mark, in their own chosen profession. Because reading is a culture that's fast disappearing in our society. So it was so good having you on the program. Thank you for coming. I know that most times the things that we need to talk is almost inexhaustible. So as usual, I'd like to invite you back to trash it out a little bit more, because I'm sure that there are some people that are yearning to hear much more about self-esteem and body image. Thank you for coming.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you to the audience for coming. Self-image is so important. And if you've looked down on yourself, you've got to change that mentality. Because probably that's the reason why, for so many years, you've not been able to achieve anything. I'm sure there's someone like you, maybe girls like you. I know that you're different, but you could always draw strength from other people's testimony. It's the Girl Child, powered by the Girls Power Initiative.